Welcome to the software journey with GKey. Power BI classes with real-time interview questions and answers. Class 25. The difference between calculated columns and measures in Power BI.
In this part of training, we are going to discuss about the difference between calculated column and measure in Power BI. First, we'll see what is calculated column. A calculated column is computed row by row when the data is loaded or refreshed. Coming to the key points, it is stored physically in the data model. It uses row context, that is, evaluates each row individually. It consumes memory. It is great for grouping, filtering relationships and slicers. For example, total price is sales quantity and sales unit price. For example, in a row like this, there would be sales quantity and sales unit price, something like this. Here, this row have to be calculated with the quantity into unit price. This is called a row context. And when it is used, when you need the result for each row, when you need to create relationships using the column, when the value must appear in filters, slicers or visuals, you'll go and create calculated columns. In Power BI, you'll be having a separate option like this calculated column, or you can right click on any data set and create new column. That I'll show you practically in Power BI desktop level. Coming to calculated measures or measures, a measure is calculated on the fly based on the filters applied in the visuals. Coming to the key points here, it is not stored physically in the database, it is calculated dynamically. It uses filter context. It is very fast and memory efficient. It is ideal for aggregations like sum, count, minimum, average, something like that. Coming to the example, total sales, sum of sales, sales amount. This would be the simple example for a measure. When it uses, when you need dynamic calculations, you go for a measure. When value must change based on slices, filters and values, you go for creating a measure. For KPIs, totals, average and percentages, we go and create a measures. Coming to the comparison table for calculated column and measure, evaluation for calculated column is calculated at the data refresh, that means it is static. For measure calculated at query time, that is dynamic. Storage is like it is stored in a model, uses memory, that is Power BI data model. It is not stored memory efficient. Why? Because it is calculated on the fly. Coming to the context type, calculated column is row context, whereas measure is filter context. Used in relationships, calculated columns can be used and measures are not going to be used in relationships. Coming to the slicers and filters, calculated columns can be used but measures are not going to be used in slicers and filters. Coming to the performance point of view, calculated column slower for large models and measure is faster. Why? Because it is calculated on the fly. Best for calculated columns, best for row level calculations, whereas measures are best for aggregations and KPIs. In the Power BI, new measure, this is the option. Based on this DAX code, we can create a new measure. And coming to the interview question, calculated columns are computed and stored row by row in the model, while measures are dynamic calculations evaluated based on the filters during the report view. Let us see these things practically in Power BI desktop. We are in Power BI desktop. I have loaded financials Excel sheet over here. Let us see the different DAX that I am having. For calculated column, I'll be having 3 DAX. I'll be sharing this document with you for your reference. You can make use of these calculations over here. Sales category, that is, if you it can be used this DAX calculated column can be used in slices, charts and license. Now I'm going to create a sales category column on Sales amount greater than or equal to 50,000, it is high. Less than or greater than or equal to 10,000, medium, then low. This is the function that can be used for that thing. Now I'm trying to create, here we are trying to create a new column. We have to click on new column, or you can take a new column directly from here. I have taken that one, a new column here. Okay, new column. Here is a sales amount, that means sales price. Here we are having financial sales price or financial sales, you can say. Sales category, this will generate a sales when it is greater than or equal to 50,000, it will give you high. Then greater than or equal to 10,000, it is medium. For the remaining things, it will give you a low kind of category. This is sales category. This calculated column, the calculated column symbol is to be like this, fx something. You can identify by using this symbol, it is a calculated column. And I'm trying to create the next one, which is helps in date hierarchy. If you want to create individual columns, as I shown you in the before class, that to create a quarter, here we have like a DAX to create a year from a date. For that, I'm trying to create a new column. We are having a column called a date here. On date, we are going to create this one. Here is the column that I have created here. Sales category, quarter, which I have created. This is the column. I'm just renaming it as date here. Here instead of order date, why? Because our date name is date here. And if you want to create another column like financial quarter, see, now we are dividing Q1 with order date in 4, 5, 6 and order date in 7, 8, 9, something like this. You can create financial quarter by using order date. The column is not available here, that's why it is giving a error like this. Now it is working. In the same way, we can create a new column. Here I'm taking this one, financial quarter. Here instead of order date, we have to take the date. And why? Because order date column is not here, we have to use a date column. Based on these quarters, we are segregating Q1, Q2, Q3, and if it is not comes under all these three things, then it would be default Q4. By using switch function, we can create these financial quarters, something like that. This is how we can create a different calculated columns. These things we can use in our filter slicers or filters or something like that. See, if you are using any slicer here, see Q1, Q2, Q3, and if I'm using another slicer, what we have created date year. Here we can take. For this in slicer settings, you can go for see, this is 2013 and 14. This is one of the slicer that I have created. And coming to the other column, what we have created here, sales category. Sales here based on the sales, we have created this one. For this also I'm taking another slicer, sales category. See, these are the different levels of the sales that we can see here. To see these things clearly, we can go and take this one, and you can take the date, and what is the other thing is sale price and the sales category. You can go for like this. And you can take the sales as well. See, now it is greater than 50,000, then it is high, less than something 10,000 is 42,000, 1 lakh is 42,000, medium is something based on the condition. This is the condition that we have given here. Based on this condition, this sales category has been taken. In this kind of situations, we can go and create a calculated columns. If you want to create a calculated measure, see, to compare current versus last year value, you can go for this. So to create a financial sum of sales amount, it is kind of this for total sales, and this is this for contribution of each category. This is one of the measure that simple measure that I am taking. To create a measure, there are two ways. One is you can right click on the model or a data set. You can go for new measure, or here is a default icon that you can make use of. Now I'm trying to use this one, and here first of all we have to create the total sales. Now I'll create the total sales one first, then I'll make use of this one. Financial sales is the sales amount. Now the column name here in our data set is sales. Now we have created total sales measure. On top of that measure, we are going to create another measure that is going to contribution of each category, that is going to create here. Now this measure also got created. In this way, based on the requirement, you can go and create a calculated measure and a calculated column. Calculated columns are mostly used in the slicers and the visualizations, whereas measures mostly used in the KPIs, aggregations, something like this kind of KPIs you can target, you can set, and this kind of some maximum minimum kind of things you can go for measures. I think you got some idea about the difference between calculated column and calculated measure. The main difference is calculated column is row context, whereas calculated measure is filter context. That you have to remember, and this for the class. I think got some idea about these two things. Thank you.
Follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Join the GKey community and grow your IT profession with us.